Hey everyone, welcome. My name is Rob. I am here and you are there. And today I am live at 2 o'clock with the crew. That's the entertainment crew. There, you can see them right down below. That's Chad and that's Luke. And next to me is none other than the Imperial Academy. How's everybody doing?
Doing pretty good. How about you guys?
Good.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing good.
Okay, first, Imperial Academy, why don't you tell people about your channel?
So I do a YouTube channel pretty much basically all about Star Wars. I cover Clone Wars content, original trilogy content, literally anything related to Star Wars, I'm on it like a rocket pretty much.
Entertainment crew, you guys are new. Tell us all about you.
Go ahead, Luke.
All right. Well, we mainly make we as well are focusing on Star Wars for the moment, but our niche kind of like varies because we are entertainment. As we grow and get like bigger, we are gonna move on to other stuff like Marvel, DC, TV shows. You know, basically the main stuff of entertainment, what people like to see. Recently, we've been doing Clone Wars reviews. We're looking forward to doing Mandalorian's reviews in the future. And yeah, that's basically the sum of what we've been doing lately.
Yep. Cool. So for those of you who missed it, I had the entertainment crew on Monday, and then a day later on Tuesday, I had the Imperial Academy join me. Now I'm actually happy to have them both with me. So last time we were talking all about the Clone Wars because that's what they were specialized in, and the Clone Wars had just ended. So I thought, why don't we just get right back into the Clone Wars and talk about that? So last night I was telling you guys in backstage, the people didn't see this, that I was talking on another stream and they were talking about Mace Windu, and so I thought Mace Windu I can't show it because of copyright and all that stuff. But basically, at one point, and we see this in season 7 towards the end, when he tells right before Order 66 was dropped, he tells them that if he doesn't give up his powers, the Chancellor, then the Jedi are going to have to do something about it, and they're going to have to take over the Senate. And Yoda's sitting there like, yeah, this is kind of a dark place you're taking it.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Uh-oh.
Well, I think Kylo froze him.
Oh, I got a bit of a bad feeling about this.
Yeah.
All right. So, we want to continue on.
I'm gonna go check it out. Hey, messages or something.
Very lovely pose he's doing.
Yeah, very nice.
Do we want to continue? What was he was saying?
He was talking about Mace Windu.
Mace Windu fall into the dark side and trying to take control of the
What do you guys think of Dark Side Mace Windu?
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
That sounds badass. That sounds very badass.
Yep.
With,
I said that last video, dude. Remember the last stream? I was like, oh, he'd make a good Darth Windu, man. That sounds really good.
Yeah, that does. All right, well,
streaming.
Yeah, yeah, he's still streaming. It's you can see
sorry about that.
Oh, there we go. All right.
He's back. There we go.
Yeah. Sorry, had a little technical problem, but I got it fixed. So what I was saying before I got rudely interrupted by my Wi-Fi, Mace Windu talks about them taking over the Senate, all that stuff. And then Yoda's like, I don't know about that. What if? I'll just throw this out there. Mace Windu knew the whole thing. And we don't have 4, 5, and 6. Forget 4, 5. Just blank that out of your head. It's just prequels. It's 1, 2, and 3 at this point. What if Mace Windu knew everything? He knew about Order 66. And the whole time, his goal was to take over. So he said, oh, the Chancellor's old. I know he's a Dark Lord. I'm going to beat him. I'm one of the best. Wow. So he goes there with the whole intention of Anakin becoming his apprentice. And now instead of Palpatine, he kills Palpatine, tells Anakin to join him, and he controls everything. What happens if we had that turn happen? What if that happened? What do you guys think?
Sounds like he'd be a rat to me. I wouldn't like him too much.
I mean, I don't really like Mace Windu as a character anyway, so I feel like,
yeah,
maybe.
So he goes from not likable to just kill him off, man. Everyone would want to kill him because he already wasn't liked. I don't think he was liked by a lot of Jedi in the like you could tell, like, example, Anakin, he didn't like him. I don't think a lot of people that liked his views. So if they found out he was a Sith Lord, I feel like a lot of people would be like, yeah, that explains a few things. That's what I feel like. What do you think, not Chad?
How do you feel, Imperial Academy? How do you feel about that?
I'm really trying to think about it. I'm trying to think about how it would work. I mean, it would be cool. I think you could have a cool story out of it. You could get a really like dark side of Mace we've never seen before. But at the same time, like everyone else said, I don't think the galaxy would really trust him. I don't think he would have that level of trust with anybody else.
I agree. I don't think it'd be very successful with it.
Because I was like, I think. First off, I want to say hi to Captain Rex, the Mandalorian, and Dewan Gray, who have stopped by to say hi to everybody. So, what's up, man? Hope you guys are doing well. The Mandalorian, good guy. He's been really amazing. He's been on, I think, every stream I've had so far.
I see this guy every time.
Yeah. If Mace became the master, the galaxy would be much more dangerous than Palpatine, because in Revenge of the Sith, Mace was beating him with the saber combat. Yeah, I mean, again, that's what I'm saying. I mean, because Mace was younger than him. Mace, to me, he was on the bridge. You know, I know he was more Jedi than Darkseid, but to me, he took it just a little too far. He was making the choice of whether he should live or not. And that's where I agree with Anakin. Anakin said, this is not the way, you know, we need to bring him in. That's what we should do. We shouldn't kill him. And you have Yoda not there because Yoda's off at Kashyyyk. You have Obi-Wan going after Grievous at this time. So, yeah, and Mace, he didn't set a good precedence with Anakin. I mean, if you remember when Anakin was appointed to the council, he's like, well, you know, we're not going to rank you master. Have a seat. Like, you know, just sit down. And he always questioned Anakin. He's always questioning him. Like, he always doubted him. It was either doubt or jealousy. Maybe Mace thought he was the chosen one. I don't know. But when you watch those scenes and you see his face and you see his reaction, it's not a positive thing. It's not like, oh, my God, this is it. You know, we will bring balance. You know, it was more with Mace. He gave you that, you know, like, that's the feel. Again, I didn't have that with Plo Koon. I didn't have that with Kit Fisto. I didn't have that with Obi-Wan. I didn't have that with Yoda. I never had their intentions could be bad in any way, shape, or form. Anyway. But with Mace, it just, like, if I was friends with all these people, Mace would be the one I personally wouldn't trust. I'd be like, I'm going to watch this guy. I'm going to be careful around this guy. I don't know what his intentions are here. Again, that's my personality. That's what I would think. But I don't know how you guys would feel if you were in Anakin's boots. So you guys can let me know. I'm just curious about that.
I think Mace Windu is unforgivably, he's just arrogant. He, like, at least Anakin has like a playful arrogance, but Mace Windu is like dead serious. Like, he thinks he's the best. He thinks he can do anything pretty much. So I would probably hate Mace Windu. I would take everything to avoid him, man.
I like Anakin's personality way more than like Mace Windu's, because he has fun with it. Like he's actually like, he'll have your back. He's a good friend. Like, you see how he's with Ahsoka and Obi-Wan and all of them. But Mace Windu, I don't see him like that with anyone. Even Yoda, I don't think he'd stick his neck out for anybody.
No,
that's what I think about it.
I agree. I kind of think, the way I look at it, as like Yoda is kind of like the voice of hope, but Mace Windu is like the voice of doom, because he always seems to be like angry about everything and arrogant about everything. So, yeah, I agree pretty much.
One thing I also noticed about Mace
Hold on
Windu,
a second. I'm going to put this comment up next.
Yeah, he always doubts Anakin. Like no matter what Anakin does, he's like, oh, maybe this, maybe this. Like he kind of. I don't know what grudge he has against Anakin. Like what did Anakin do to him? That's what I'm wondering. He has some type of grudge, maybe because he kind of didn't want.
That was my big question. Like I always wondered, like, yeah, like I was always wondering, like, why did Mace? Yeah, what was it?
Well,
you know,
you
the
gotta
guy
look at
brings
from
Anakin. Qui-Gon brought Anakin. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, you gotta look at from perspective of everyone else. I mean, he's a natural at piloting his ship. He's like one of the spotlight warriors of the war. He's got Padme. He's doing very well. So I mean, I could see why you would be jealous. And he's also very powerful for what, 20 years old, however old he was in the Clone Wars. So I think maybe he was a little bit jealous because he was going places for his age.
I feel like Wendy wanted to just take control of the Jedi Order. I feel like he wanted to like after you. I feel like Yoda would have quit if it kept going. Like if Order 66 didn't happen, he probably would have quit as Grandmaster, and Mace Windu would probably be in like the top. I feel like that's what he wanted, and like he wanted to be control of everything. I feel like he's a little bit of a control freak, Mace Windu.
Yeah, I completely agree. I agree with both points. Both have valid points. Like he's definitely controlling, and he wants to get to the top. Mace Windu is a weird character because he's meant to be on the good side, the Jedi, but he always is just portrayed as like the dark side because he always wears like the darker robes compared to the other Jedi. He has a darker colored lightsaber compared to the other Jedi. So everything about him just signifies evil, dark side.
Yeah, and that's to me, that was the weird thing about his character. Like I felt like, okay, again, like I said, you have Yoda, you have Obi-Wan, you have Kit Fisto, you have Plo Koon, you have these guys, and you don't feel any kind of animosity. You know, they accepted him, they took him in, just like they have all the other Jedis. You don't see them saying, I don't know, we got to think about it. We're going to have a young kid here. We got to train. And what about all the other young kids we're going to train? So if one of your Jedis had true feelings, had enough reason, had enough behind him, said, listen, I'm telling you, this is it. This is the prophecy. This is what we've been waiting for. I would be like, oh, man, this is awesome. If this is it, I'm going to watch this guy's back. I'm going to make sure that this guy survives. I'm going to do whatever it takes because if he's the one, like they spoke of, man, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make sure that balance comes to the Force. That's my job. I'm a peacekeeper. I'm supposed to do that. He was the only one. Sorry. He was the only one that I felt that way. And like they said, again, we'll go back to that peacekeeping thing, you know. So who are you? I mean, that's what I didn't understand about Mace's character. Like, I don't know if that's the way the writing went. That's how they wanted to portray him. But it always left me with doubt with his character. It felt like there was red flags. Something was off for me. So when I watched, which was one of my favorite movies, The Revenge of the Sith, I was surprised that of all people, Anakin went to him to tell him, yeah, that's the Dark Lord. I was shocked about that. Like, you wouldn't wait for Obi-Wan to come back or Yoda. I mean, you would, of all the people you would go to was Mace Windu, because that wouldn't have been my first choice. I would have been like, you know what? I'm going to wait here because look at how the guy has treated me. And he never treated Anakin that good at all. I mean, he really did not treat Anakin well. And that, as a human being, would piss the fuck out of me, plain English. I'd be like, what did I ever do to you, man? What have I ever done to you but everything you've asked me to do? I've saved people's lives. I fought in the Clone Wars. I've trained. I've saved, I've done everything that you have asked me, and you still, years later, treat me with such disrespect and like I've done something wrong to you. Why? Right.
He seems like one of those guys that's like your boss, like one of those bosses at your work that you just hate. You just hate them. Like you wish they weren't your boss, you know? Like they're always on you to get stuff done, and you get it done. They're like, oh, well, I want you to stay a little bit longer than your shift. He feels like he'd be like one of those types of guys. very unpleasant.
How do you feel, Chad? Any thoughts? Any thoughts about that stuff, Chad? You want to get in?
I agree.
You agree?
Yeah. Same.
Any thoughts, Imperial Academy?
Well, as you were speaking, I just thought of something. Is we were saying how Mace Windu has a grudge, especially against Anakin Skywalker. Could that be down to the fact that in The Phantom Menace we see that they say Anakin's too old to be trained as a Jedi, and then he does become a Jedi? Could maybe Mace Windu be angry that he kind of broke the traditional methods of becoming a Jedi because he kind of skipped the rules because he joined later than he should have?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's probably
it's possible, but I was also thinking, like, listen, he was a slave, right? And if it wasn't for Qui-Gon being there, he would have never been found. So, like in life, things happen. It's called fate. The ship broke down. That's where they landed, and had the ship not needed any kind of repair or any kind of part or anything like that, they would have never have found Anakin. So it was meant to be. And you have to, I mean, that's the perspective I would have looked at it. Like, okay, well, we're fortunate, because had we just been doing our thing, fighting the CIS and fighting the separatists and all that, we would have never found him. Nobody sensed him. Nobody knew it. So we're fortunate that Qui-Gon happened to come across him. So I guess I would have looked at it such a different way. Because to me, when young Anakin asked Yoda, what does that have to do with anything? And Yoda goes, everything. It has to do with everything. Fear leads to this, that leads to that. So I'm like, well, Mace, listen to what Yoda said. You shouldn't want control. Control is what the dark side is. That's what they want. That's what Palpatine wanted. That's what Vader wanted. They wanted control. Anakin didn't want control. He fell in love. He wanted to be with his wife. He wanted to help his friends. He had all those traits. But when he had that vision about his wife, that took precedence over everything. This is my wife, man. This is my wife. And I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep her alive. She's about to have my kids. And he just lost it, man. He totally lost everything. And he just became, like he just went on a killing spree. He just forgot everything. It's like and then all of a sudden became his empire and what he wanted. We're like, whoa, that was a big turn. That was crazy. So I don't know how you guys feel about that, but do you guys feel like, should a Jedi who's want control? Is this something that because you brought up the control factor? So my question, should they want that? Is that what they should want, to control the council, to control the Senate? They should be working together for one common goal, no? Or am I wrong about this?
You are right. I think maybe one thing. I think maybe Mace Windu was jealous of Anakin because of Padme. Maybe. We don't know.
But did he know about?
Yeah, exactly.
But did he know about Padme? Wasn't their relationship a big secret? I mean, Obi-Wan was the only one who figured it out, right?
I feel like everybody knew. Like, it was an unspoken thing.
They literally revenged us. They kissed in the middle of the hall.
Yeah, that was kind of, anybody could have seen them. It was like
there's like
Wars, so.
A meme I saw, and it was of Anakin and Padme kissing, and there was Obi-Wan like folding his arms, trying to look away, like him acting like he doesn't know. Because I mean, it was really obvious, and in the Clone Wars too, it was really obvious. So I think that maybe Mace Windu did know, and he was like, "This guy, man, he just doesn't follow the rules. He never follows the rules."
If he did know, I think he'd rat it out. Like, he'd just tell Yoda, like, "Oh, we gotta kick this kid out." Like, I feel like that's what he would have done if he didn't know. He would just try to get him kicked out of the order. I'm pretty sure.
You see, that's my question, because again, they couldn't have any attachments. So if Mace was so hell bent about Anakin, when he said, "Hey, this is my opportunity to get rid of this kid," to say, "See, look, I told you he's no good."
I don't think he knew.
He's got an attachment.
I don't think he knew. I think everybody else knew, though. Like, everybody else knew. Like, I think Yoda knew, Obi-Wan knew, like Ahsoka definitely knew. Everybody.
I think Ahsoka and Obi-Wan knew, but I don't know if the rest know, because remember, they're off on wars, so they're off in other places. You know, they're not.
No, I feel like
all
Yoda
hanging
definitely knew. Yoda.
I think he did as well.
Yeah, Yoda, because he kind of
I
talked
agree.
about it in Revenge of the Sith. So
Cameron, any thoughts? Imperial Academy, you got any thoughts on the matter?
Could you maybe you could think about it this way, that maybe a lot of the Jedi knew that Anakin and Padme were together, and because he was the chosen one, maybe they were hoping for maybe like children, because then those children would be even stronger in the Force compared to Anakin. So potentially maybe they wanted, or maybe tried to secretly encourage them being together. That's why maybe they left them alone.
that's a good theory.
Yeah, it's a good thought. I guess I didn't think that way.
Maybe.
Well, let me get to some of the comments here. The Mandalorian. Go ahead, Luke. Go ahead.
Kade Mundi, whatever you say his name, the long-headed dude. He had kids.
Yeah, but his species was kind of extinct, so I don't think it's not really the same. But I mean, it's true. I'm sure they could have made an exception for the chosen one. So yeah,
You know, that's interesting. I never thought about what happens if one of them species are almost extinct. Could there be an exception to the rule for the Jedi? Yeah. That's a good.
There were exceptions sometimes.
Could you if you know it, could you elaborate a little bit? Because I certainly don't know it.
Kade Mundi, I'm pretty sure he had wife and kids.
Yeah. Kade Mundi was a Seren, I think Seren species, and his species, when they reproduce, it's really hard for that species to reproduce. So basically, the Jedi Council said, yeah, you can have a family because your species is so difficult to try and reproduce itself. And rare exceptions like that were allowed because it stopped that species from going extinct. But he wasn't really allowed to see the family too often, and he had to try and like distance himself as much as possible.
That's interesting.
That's kind of messed up.
Do you know if their children that they had any Force abilities, or they didn't go into that?
Yeah.
I don't think they've gone into that. It's because it's all legends. That's all legends. That part of the movie.
They should make it canon, dude. They should make it canon.
They definitely should, because that's a really interesting story point that some Jedi should be able to have children because of their species.
They could do that with Vader, like in the Vader comics. They could like put it in there, like Vader's gonna be looking for these Kade Mundi's children.
That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
They could do that, and they're gonna be like probably a bit older, probably like 12 or something, like 10, probably 10. So yeah, they could do that.
Vader could even kidnap them and maybe try to put them into the Inquisitor program.
Yeah, maybe one of them. Like, that's a great idea.
Imagine that, like Kade Mundi's son becomes the Inquisitor who starts hunting down all the other characters that we know. That'd be quite cool.
Yeah.
You know, that was my question too, because I saw like again, this is the one comic that I first got with Vader. It was like number 19 because I didn't even know they were out, and I said, "Yeah, I'm going to buy it," and I bought it, and it was about Eth Koth, who I'm sure you guys remember from the Clone Wars with Grievous and all that. He tried to torture him. So during that, Eth Koth, you know, he went somewhere else, and he was wind up having a family. He met this woman. He kind of like a pastor, you know, kind of like preaching and stuff like that. So he's about to have a kid, and Vader comes busting in the door and he's got, you know, and he's like, you know, give me the child. And he's like, listen, man, I'm peaceful here. I'm not part of the war anymore. You know, I got a family. And he's like, I don't care. Give me the kid, you know? And he's like, you're not having a kid. And they start fighting. The wife runs. Anyway, long story short, they get the kid. So I'm sitting there like, well, was that kid Force sensitive? And what happened to that child? And I don't think they ever elaborated on what happened. Did that child become a Sith? Did they kill that child? What did they do? Because, you know, there's the rule of two also. So
I think, they did that in remember in the Clone Wars episode. Well, you know, in the Clone Wars episode, they started abducting these kids, and it's like I never knew what he was Palpatine was planning on doing, because he has Cad Bane. I'm pretty sure he stole the thing, and then he went and abducted these kids, and I don't know what he was gonna do with the kids. Like, was he gonna train them? They never really go into that much.
I think they hinted at they were going to be trained in the ways of the dark side, but the way the show ran it was a bit too of a dark theme, so they kind of didn't go into it too much. And about Ifkov's child, I think that's what they were hinting at. I think they hinted that he would become part of the dark side, but it wasn't really a part of the Vader story, so they didn't really focus on it. But you never know, in the future we might find out.
Yeah, they never.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Maybe they could have gone to that in like Rise of Skywalker, but.
Hey, can you guys hear me? Just
because you got the rule of two, which means that like, okay, if you ever played the Force Unleashed, right? Vader finds this child who's got phenomenal powers, right? So he's like, "Oh, good, man, I'm going to take this guy with me because he could kill any Jedi. Now I don't have to do it, So instead of me running around, I'm going to have this kid do it for me." And that was kind of the point of the game. And you as Starkiller think you're going to team up with Vader to try and take out Palpatine. Of course, then you question yourself in my brain, like, okay, that can't happen because we know what happens in the movies. And I was like a little baffled. So I'm like, and what happens the minute that Palpatine finds out that there's another Force sensitive? He tells Vader, kill him or I have to kill you. And Vader kills him, right? But then he resurrects him, or he didn't really kill him or whatever. So I'm sitting there like, okay, if that's the case, and they kidnapped these children, and these children, we don't know for sure if they're Force sensitive or not because we're never told that. But let's say they are. What happened? Where are all these kids? What happened? Do they have the Force ability? Were they killed? Were they trained? Were they imprisoned? What happened to them?
They could have done this thing where instead of like more. Like instead of Palpatine cloning himself, maybe he could have used these like when they're grown up, pretty much these the babies when they're grown up. He could have used them as like if his like old buddy dies, he could use one of theirs. Maybe, I don't know.
I think that's a great theory, and I'm surprised that they did not go into that because that would have been something that would have took people to another like, whoa, I didn't even know that. I didn't think about that. I think that would have been a great story, actually. I like the way that was going. Yeah. So the Mandalorian, let me get to some of the comments I fell behind. Mandalorian says, can we go back to peacekeepers? And if so, think about it. Why would the Jedi get involved with the war in the first place? And that is what I think we talked about. I don't know if it was the Imperial Academy or you guys who I talked about. I can't remember. But I remember saying, like Ahsoka said to Rex in season 7, she says, I was supposed to be a peacekeeper, but all I've ever been is a warrior. Hopefully Imperial Academy comes back. Might have lost them for a second.
Yeah, sorry, by the way. I had some things to do with Padme. So
that's fine. That's fine. The Chad is still here. So that's, that's fine.
Yeah. That's all that matters.
Loyal, man. He's the loyal one here.
Yeah. What was the question again?
Well, it's right down below. Let's go back to Peacekeeper, okay? And this is what Ahsoka says to Rex. She says, hey, Jedi Purge just sent me a message saying he's having a connection problem, so he's sorry for not being present at this time.
I was having that too, internet connections.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had that too. That's why I kind of happened to me. So if we have the peacekeepers, why did Jedi get involved in the war? I'll start with Imperial Academy. Your opinion on that question.
Whoa, put him on the spot.
Sorry, what was the question? I didn't hear. I cut out.
Well, the question was, if they were peacekeepers, why they get involved in the war in the first place? The Jedi. He might be having a technical problem.
Oh,
right.
Well, in the books, I'm pretty sure they explain it as the fact that for a long time. We working? We on?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're on.
For a long time, the Republic had no military, so they had no military structure. And the only type of kind of military structure the Jedi Order was the only type of military structure the Republic had. So I feel like when the Clone Army came along, they thought, okay, we haven't got time to get any like military structure put in place, but we've got the Jedi, so let's just put the Jedi in charge and let them do their thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. What you guys know anything else I don't know? Entertainment Crew?
They had the clones, so I don't. I think the Jedi just. I mean, they kind of. I honestly think it's because of they're loyal to the Republic, so and the Republic has they have a war going on. So I mean, if you piece it together, of course they're gonna support the Republic in war. I don't think. I feel like they could have just been like a police force. Maybe they're gonna police Coruscant and stuff, but I don't think they could have. I don't think it was necessary for them to actually fight as generals and stuff. But I think that's why, because they're allegiance to the Republic, pretty much.
Luke, your thoughts?
I agree with you guys. I think you guys said it pretty well.
Oh, hold on. Let me go through the chat again. This is a good one. This is the Mandalorian again. Hold on. Just give me a minute. It's a little slow. My laptop's.
Mace Windu's been the main man of our talk here.
You say?
Yeah, man.
Mace Windu,
yeah.
Man.
Well, he says
about him a lot.
To stop the separatists. Yeah, we have. He said yes to stop the separatists, but wouldn't they want to settle it peacefully? And the next sentence is actually, it says they are peacekeepers. Would they? I think what happened here is in my opinion. I'll see what both these channels think about my opinion here. By the way, that's the Entertainment Crew's channel. You want to check it out? It's at 2:14 p.m. according to my chat. You could check them out. You click on the link and go show them some love. Go show them some support. They're good guys, as you can see. This is the second time I have them on. I'm honored, by the way. So here's how I feel. I feel that Palpatine played both sides of the cards. He got control of the Senate. Once he got control, he said, now all I have to do is create this diversion, create this war. This army was created for us. Great. They all have the mind chip. Great. Once I create this diversion and cause all this craziness, have them separated. Once all the Jedi are separated and the time is right, I eliminate them. And they're going to think that they're doing the right thing. They're going to think they're involved in the war because ultimately it'll lead to peace. So if they end the war, that's what it's going to lead to. I keep losing the Imperial Academy.
I agree. I think that's. I think they just want to end the war like real quick, and they probably think the Republic was better, had better resources to win it. So they're like, oh, let's help out the Republic to make it faster. But I don't think it was. I think it was a bad decision from the start because it obviously didn't work out. The war kept going on for I think it was 6 years. I think 3 years. 3 to 6 years, somewhere around there. So that's probably. I agree with you. I agree.
Imperial Academy, I know we lost you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. There we go.
Cameron?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you as well.
Okay. He's got a little issues going on, unfortunately. Sucks. I hate when the Wi-Fi gives us issues.
We all got issues.
Cameron, you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, hello?
Yeah, you definitely have Wi-Fi issues, man. You're breaking up. Yeah, hi? Cameron?
This stream's gonna beat us dead, I swear.
I can hear you. You can't hear me.
Maybe it's my Wi-Fi.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
I can hear you. I can hear you as well.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh
no, it's confusing. I can hear Imperial Academy. I can hear him.
Yeah.
I can't hear Rob. I can't hear Rob.
Okay, yeah. So we're just having some Wi-Fi issues of some people. So sorry about that. We're trying to do the best we can. I mean, I seem fine. I'm looking fine. I don't know. I don't know if you guys are having issues.
Well.
Yeah, you're all back.
It could be my Wi-Fi. Let me check.
I think we're good now. We're good.
Could be mine.
So, I'll do the question this time.
All right.
What? So there's sequel, originals, and prequels, right? Which one's your favorites? Each one of you.
Oh,
Out of the three?
Yeah.
It's between ice cream, cake, and trash. All right.
I agree. Trash is a little generous. But
Listen, yeah, it's more like dog crap. But anyway,
yes.
the cake is the prequels, the ice cream is the originals, and then
Mhm.
the dog crap is obviously the sequels. I think that the originals is the best, but only because the movies were consistent all the way through.
That's true.
The prequels were good, but they weren't all the way consistent. Like I liked the second and third one, but not really the first one that much. And then we're not even going to speak about the prequels; those were bad.
The prequels.
I mean, sequels. What am I saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How about you, Rob?
Okay, hold on a second. I found out what it was. It's my connection. It connected.
I can't hear the word he's saying.
I can hear him. I can hear him.
He's frozen right now. He's
Yeah,
frozen.
he is frozen. Yeah. How about you, Imperial Academy? What do you? Which one?
For me, it has to be the prequels. The prequels are my favorite, and that's because the Clone Wars won it for me. That's literally the only reason why I love the
Wait,
prequels so
that's
much.
cheating. That's cheating. The TV show isn't part of the.
I think no. As an era, I was talking about era, not the.
Oh,
just
era. Oh, yeah. Then the prequels. Well,
Mm.
should have just said that. I thought we were talking the movies.
I think I would say it's probably a tie. I can't pick because I like the Jedi having to hide from the Empire. I think it's like I just read Ahsoka, the book, so it's really it's cool seeing Jedi try to kind of camouflage themselves from the Empire, trying to not be seen and stuff. So I think that's pretty interesting dynamic. So yeah.
So, would you say you would enjoy a like Order 66 TV show or film showing Jedi that we've never seen before having to survive?
Yeah, that would be great. That would be fantastic because, like I said, it's super interesting to see these. I like the feeling of eeriness. Like the Jedi they don't have their resources anymore. It's just them and the Empire. Like it's not. They don't have clones. They don't have squads. They're just them. Like it's only them. So I like them. So
I don't think they like that though.
yeah, I'm sure they don't. I think Rob's back.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that. You know what happened? The reason why we had so much problems is because my Wi-Fi connected to my community Wi-Fi instead of my home Wi-Fi.
Oh.
So I said, "Oh my God, it must be me." So what happened was when I moved from one part of the house to the other, it seemed to have connected to the communities. Now, if everybody's using the communities, my Wi-Fi is not going to be that great. So I said, "Oh my God, it's not connected to my house." So I had to reconnect it, and that's why you guys might have been having trouble. So I fully apologize. It was on my end, but hopefully I straightened that out. It seems like it's a full blast, so we should be good. And thanks for holding the show for me because I really appreciate it. I know, so sorry. So
about you, Rob?
Okay.
What's your favorite one?
Era. Ask me the question. What was the question?
What's your favorite era? Sequels, prequels, or originals?
Oh.
Okay, this is going to be amusing to some people. I was born around the time of the OT. I saw New Hope in the theaters. And I think you know Luke. Yeah, Luke knows. So, because he's been with me enough. So, I mean, I'm going to say this. There was no Fandango, okay? There was no you call up and you can hang out at your house and then show up the last minute. That was impossible. The only way you got tickets was waiting on the line. You had to get there maybe 3-4 hours before the show. And the line for Star Wars was around the block. I kid you not. The line was like it was with this issue we're having today outside in the world. I won't say what it is. But the line was around the corner, around the block. I was like, where the hell does this line end? When am I going to see this movie? So I had to wait on this line for hours and hours. And I'm a little kid like my daughter, so I'm very antsy. And I'm very, oh, come on, all this stuff. But, man, when I got into A New Hope, wow, my mind was blown from the first 30 seconds of that movie. When I saw the beginning, that's it. Hooked in, it pulled me in, and I became for life. That's how it was. But I have to say, what I loved, even though I loved the original trilogy, because it's the first thing that got me hooked to Star Wars, and I did, I still have to say, after seeing everything I've seen to this point, the prequels was exciting. The lightsaber scenes were incredible. I never saw anything like that. The duels, I would say, camera's off. I can't help it. The Wi-Fi went off again. It went off there too. It went off there. Sorry about this. Hold on. Sorry, I'm gonna have to move again. Right. Oh my god. Again. Let me move. Hold on.
Okay, I'm over here. Let's get started.
Okay, so basically, you could hear me, I hope. Yeah. So basically, I felt like the prequels were exciting to see the Jedi, to see the Sith, to see all that. You know, because I always like how a story begins. Like, how did it begin? Who was Darth Vader? You know, what are they talking about? Like, so many questions. What was the Clone Wars? I don't know what that was. You know, they would say things and I'm looking like, what does this mean? I don't understand. You know, where did he get these powers from? So it was even though the prequels had its issues, okay, I wasn't into Jar Jar Binks. Too much overkill with Jar Jar. They could have tamed that down. But, I mean, it was great to see the pod race. That was cool. The ball fight was incredible. Having three things happen at once. Oh, here goes my dog. To have the ground war, to have the battle in Naboo. All of it happening at once was like, whoa, this is really, because I didn't remember getting all that in one, you know, besides Return of the Jedi. So that was it was awesome to see all these robots versus all these clones, this whole army fight. I just loved it to see all these different people. It was exciting. It was exciting to see how the whole thing unfolded. And I really, really have to say, I like the prequels better than I did the original trilogy. And that's just me. That's how I felt. I definitely am not a fan of sequel trilogy. Very disappointed.
I don't think anybody is.
Well,
very disappointed.
Oh yeah.
So I'm really behind the comments, so I just want to catch up here. So the Mandalorian was talking about before we talked about Mason. He said that Anakin, the Chosen One, was treated like he was small. That's true. There's a lot of people greeting each other. This is the Imperial Academy's channel. I'm going to throw that up there real quick. So that's at 2:19. So if you missed it, this is the Imperial Academy. Check him out. He's right below me. Yeah. We're all over the place because my Wi-Fi. So sorry about that. But now everything seems to be working. So let's see. The Gaming A wrote a comment. I want to catch up here. Gaming A says, Mace Windu was a dark Jedi. He used anger to defeat his enemies, but he was still on the Jedi Order. Okay, guys, what about your thoughts about this? Guys, your thoughts? Anything?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's true because if you look at the meanings of lightsaber colors, Mace Windu's lightsaber, the purple lightsaber meaning literally means the light and the dark put together as a Jedi. So a dark Jedi, I think the term dark Jedi is legends, but the physical meaning of a dark Jedi is basically what Mace Windu is.
No, Luke? I think maybe Anakin would be more of a dark Jedi, maybe. Right? Wouldn't he? Maybe, I don't know. Have you ever read the book?
I agree. I think Anakin's a little too far down to be a gray Jedi. I think he's more of a dark Jedi. Because
have you read Dark?
You don't see Ahsoka like choking people and stuff like. So that's my thing.
Have you read? I don't know if you guys read Dark Disciple. It's a book, but Quinlan Voss also is kind of
he's
a dark.
I would say he's a dark.
Yeah,
Jedi.
he's a dark Jedi for sure. Maybe even definitely a dark Jedi.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know a lot about that character. Oh.
Does he fall to the dark side? Doesn't Quinlan Voss fall to the dark side?
Choking out the dark.
No.
But even before that, I would say he's. I actually don't think he's a dark Jedi. I think he's more of a gray Jedi before he turns, because he doesn't really use the same methods Anakin does. Anakin like goes and chokes people, like he stabs them, like he's a little bit more brutal. I would say Anakin. So I would say Anakin's a dark Jedi, but I don't think Quinlan Voss is. He may be in the end, like towards the end, but before he met Ventress and stuff, he's probably more of a great Jedi, like Ahsoka.
In my opinion, I kind of see Quinlan Vos a bit like Qui-Gon Jinn, because they both kind of defied the council a little bit, and they both kind of were a bit more independent compared to just following the Jedi Order like most Jedi.
Yeah, I agree.
The Mandalorian writes, I think the reason Mace hated Anakin is because he has a wife which is breaking the Jedi code, which I think, Luke, you said earlier about that, if I remember correctly.
That's
or was it Chad?
That's what
yeah. So I think we agree on that one.
I don't think he knew, because I think if he knew, like I said, if he knew, he probably would have like ratted out Anakin. He probably would have said, "Oh, I know he's we should probably kick him out. We should expel him from the Jedi Order." So I don't know
what that guy's problem is. I don't know. Is he not happy or something?
I feel like he just has a grudge from when he was like 7 or something.
Against a kid, really?
Yeah, I think he had a grudge.
Stupid.
Yeah.
That sounds stupid. Oh, you freaking 9-year-old idiot.
No, I don't think he wanted him to be in the. I don't think he wanted him to be trained by. He didn't want him to be trained as a Jedi. So
then that's childish right there. Like, really.
I think he is a little.
Yeah.
I would say.
This 9-year-old, he can't join the freaking order. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Okay. The Mandalorian writes, Palpatine had influenced thousands of senators, as Dooku said in episode 2. Yeah, I think, in my opinion, Palpatine was amazing. The whole thing that he did for someone, think about it, for someone to be able to gain political power as well as play both sides of the field, that the Jedi never saw this coming. It was all clouded. It's so amazing that everything he did, he even made Darth Vader's suit. So if he tried to attack him and tried to take him over, he just uses electricity because his suit was weak as hell against his electricity. Everything was well thought out, well planned. He even had a plan. If I die, don't worry, I have a plan for that too. I just think it was that, to me, is what made him, to me, in my eyes, one of the most dangerous and powerful Sith Lords ever. I mean, just how I feel.
I agree, to be honest. You summed it up probably the best way possible. That's
there's one thing that I was wondering that didn't make sense in the sequels. So if Palpatine had a granddaughter, did he like create the male or the female, or did he actually like have a wife? I was like,
I don't think
that didn't make sense to me.
He's that type of person.
Oh, I think they explained.
You never know.
And I think they explained this in the novelization of Rise of Skywalker. It was like,
yeah, they did. According, go ahead.
Because he doesn't seem like the type of person. He doesn't seem like the type of person that would have a wife. That wouldn't work out so well.
From what I interpreted and what the information I found is that Palpatine made a clone, which was a fake clone, and it was like, well, not really fake, it was a failed clone, and that was Rey's dad. Now, Rey's dad obviously had Rey as a child, which would then theoretically is Palpatine's granddaughter, because the way the story's kind of broken in a way, because technically Palpatine's failed clone is his son, who then has his granddaughter.
So, wow, the clone Palpatine's pretty.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe he had like a fling or something. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think the clone Palpatine. Yeah, he's a lucky man.
I don't know. Okay, wouldn't that be himself though? That wouldn't be his son, because you're the same genetically.
Yeah, that's the part that confused me a bit, because it's a clone of him. It's like in the Clone Wars, you don't see a clone trooper be a dad to another clone trooper. They're brothers.
Yeah, that's weird. They're brothers. They're like the same.
Yeah, that's a bit of a story mistake, I'd say. Well, big story mistake on that.
I thought he had like a son, like an actual son.
Well, no, because as far as we know, he never had a relationship like that with anybody.
Oh. I don't think he would.
When he died, he transferred his soul basically into a clone, which was damaged. That's
Is Palpatine really that scared that he has to make a clone to do that stuff? Like, that doesn't make any sense. It's complicated. It's very complicated.
Wow.
Like, seriously.
Well, like I said, I saw bits and pieces of the comic book. I saw bits and pieces of the novelization. So in the comic book, somebody like his Palpatine's best friend, I forget the guy's name, he says to him, don't you want a wife? Don't you want to reproduce? Don't you want to have a heir to your empire? And he's like, no, I don't. It's me and it's it. I don't want any kid. I don't want anybody. And I was shocked, like what? Why, if you're one of the most powerful people, why wouldn't you? You're not going to live forever. It's impossible. It's just how life works. Why wouldn't you want a heir to your empire? Why wouldn't you want a son or a daughter or both, and to raise them and say, listen, you two are in charge, or you're in charge. When I go, that's it. You're in charge of this. And I was shocked. Then, according to the novelization, they said exactly what Cameron said. He has a son, but yet he didn't physically do anything. The Sith Eternal, who are those guys with the hoods on, they're the ones who helped him make a clone of his son. And then his son went out and got, met the woman, and they produced Rey. And that's according to the story. And there was something else said that, he was a failed clone because he had no powers. So Palpatine dismissed him, you're nothing, get out of my face,
There's a theory that says the Palpatine's son had a wife, or at least somebody to reproduce with. There's a theory that says maybe that's Kenobi's daughter. I don't know, maybe.
You have the weirdest theories. You always
maybe Kenobi's
say
daughter
the weirdest stuff.
And Palpatine.
I mean, it might work. It could work. It could work.
Yeah. No, it's not my theory. I saw it on Reddit. So
what is this? Is this sequel trilogy just a whole drama of this is your kid? No, this is your kid. No, this is the clown's kid. Yeah, look.
You are the father.
What's funny about it is I'm going to bring this up, and I don't know if anybody realizes this because I did a little homework on this. So Palpatine in the comic book, because remember, it was the Force that created Anakin. It wasn't Palpatine, but then they changed that in the comic book. So Palpatine created Anakin Skywalker. Okay, so Palpatine creates Anakin. That means that you're the daddy. So now your son is now Anakin Skywalker. Palpatine creates a son who creates Rey. So Rey is now your granddaughter. Okay,
wait. Does that mean Kylo and Rey are related? Wait.
Well, yes, I was getting to this. Yes, and here's the thing.
So they have. Anakin, oh my gosh, man! This is
yes.
This is incest.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't think it's his own DNA though.
Do the Skywalkers ever learn their lesson? Seriously.
First of all, it should be the Skywalkers. It should be the Palpatines, and this whole entire thing should be the Palpatines, except for Ben Solo. That should be the only exception to the rule. That's it.
One thing I want to add is that comic which you referred to about Palpatine making Anakin. I'm pretty sure the way the writer explained it in an interview was more of an illusion. It didn't actually happen like that. That was more Palpatine trying to trick Vader into thinking that mindset. That's the way I interpreted it when the writer explained the story. Because the way he explained it was the Force did make Anakin, but Sidious was trying to manipulate Darth Vader to make him think that he owned him. That's why that vision was shown to it.
Now you're going to have me read that comic because I have it inside, and I'm going to have to read it because I didn't get to it yet.
I mean, it depends which way you interpret it, but I feel like if you interpret it any other way, they're just going to be incest at the end of the Skywalker saga, which probably isn't the best way to think about it.
So here's just give me a second, guys. Let me explain the whole thing. This is what I got from it. I haven't read the full comic, but from the article, it shows Palpatine and it shows her, and he shows him holding her stomach, and I'm like, well, wait a minute. So Palpatine used his powers to create life. Now remember, he knows how to do it because Plagueis, right? Plagueis was his master. So he learned how to manipulate the midichlorians. He learned how to create life. So he wanted to create the ultimate Sith that would wipe out the Jedi, and that was the chosen one, Anakin Skywalker. So what does he do? He found Shmi. She didn't have anybody. He just, boo, like the Virgin Mary, and she became pregnant. She tells Qui-Gon, there is no father. I don't know how this happened. He doesn't have a father. It just happened.
That's the dumbest
Which
crap
made
I ever
Qui-Gon
heard.
like,
Yeah. I feel like I feel like
but I'm just
I probably would have wanted him to have a father instead of just
Right, yeah, that sounds dumb. Oh, there was
that would
no
have been like a
father.
cool back. Maybe there could be like Skywalkers back then. Like they could have done an Old Republic. Maybe there's a Skywalker in the Old Republic, a Jedi. I don't know, man. But
I did just quickly Google it, and there are videos on here from Star Wars Theory and loads of other people saying Lucasfilm confirms that Palpatine is not Anakin's father.
he's
yeah.
not.
So, yeah, is not Anakin's father. So definitely that vision
Good.
that Darth Vader saw was just like a manipulation vision. It wasn't actually what physically happened.
That's
Because I
good.
was going to say, because that would make Rey and Kylo Ren second cousins. That's what it would come down to.
I mean, they probably thought about that when they wrote the story, and they were probably very careful about that type of situation when they were writing it. But good point.
See, I'm going to have to do some more research because when I saw articles saying that Palpatine was the father, I'm like, okay, so if Palpatine's the father of Anakin,
This
then
is like
Luke and Leia, it's just totally messed up. And then when I saw the sequel trilogy and them kissing, I'm like, oh my god, again, oh my god,
This
how can we
reminds
have
me.
this?
This reminds me of
This
the
is
show.
second cousins here.
This reminds me of the show when they have the guy. There's a guy that comes on and it's you are not the father or you are the father.
Oh
that show.
yeah. There's a.
It shows.
Morty Povich.
Yeah, and like when they say you are not the father, they're like, yeah, you know, like that show.
Yeah, and then yeah.
Yeah, that's listen, when I thought about all this, it blew my mind. I was like, okay, so let's look through the family. We got Palpatine is Rey's grandfather, pretty straightforward. Then we got Palpatine is Anakin's father, so that makes Anakin Anakin Palpatine, who has Luke and Leia Palpatine. Luke doesn't have anybody, so it's just Luke, so it dies there. But Leia has Kylo Ren. So I said, okay, so what relation now does that make them? I said, oh crap, that would make Palpatine's sons their uncles. So wait a minute, if they're uncles like my uncle, that means that their kids are my cousins. So then they're second cousins. That's they're all Palpatine.
Well, good thing they're not.
Is this the rise of Skywalker? It should be the rise of Palpatine. I mean,
also,
what's going on?
Was anyone else like bothered when she said she was like, "Oh, what's your name?" "Oh, Rey Skywalker." It didn't feel right to me, you know.
Oh, no.
Like you're not a Skywalker. I mean, I feel like it would be better if she said. I was expecting her to say Palpatine, but I mean,
like she's taking all the credit for what the past Skywalkers have done. Of course,
yeah,
the woman takes the credit. The woman takes the credit, like always, right?
To me, what bothered me the most about that is Rey's got the Falcon. Well, why didn't Lando or Chewie have the Falcon? Wait a minute, how did you get the Falcon? Rey's got the lightsabers. Rey's got the X-wing. Rey's got what else? What doesn't Rey inherit?
Also,
And Rey inherits every damn thing.
You probably find
really
she
like
inherits,
you inherit.
you probably find she inherits Luke's heart on Tatooine.
She doesn't inherit R2. She doesn't inherit
Okay,
R2.
yeah,
we don't know that.
But she doesn't have to. She got BB-8. So what does she need R2 for?
Oh, yeah.
We don't. BB-8's like a.
Dude, get him out of here. He's a bowling ball.
Yeah.
Random
I'm
point.
way behind in the chat. Go ahead, Cameron. You were saying?
Random point. Just think about it. Earlier we mentioned the Sith Eternal. In your opinion, would it have been cooler if the Sith Eternal were actually like an empire of Sith lords with lightsabers? So instead of Palpatine making a fleet of ships, he was actually building up a Sith empire. Would that have been a cooler story, do you think?
Yeah, that'd be. I mean, anything's better than what we got. Sith, an army of Sith. That sounds good. But my idea was maybe they could have got the what do you call it, like the Yuuzhan Vong from the Legends. Maybe they could have done that, and maybe the Sith and the Jedi had to like team up, like Kylo and Rey, that team up to like beat the Yuuzhan Vong, or maybe the Chiss like Thrawn species. I don't know.
That could be cool. I think the only problem would be that would be a lot to explain in one movie. Like they do a bad job of that anyway, trying to explain stuff. So trying to explain something like that would be like really hard.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't get them as much money as what they got. So that's probably why they couldn't do it.
If we're gonna jump to the sequel trilogy, listen, I'm gonna tell you one thing. When you have a whole fleet of these destroyers with these Death Star weapons, why are you keeping them all lined up? The first thing I would have done was send one each to a planet throughout the galaxy. There's enough of them there. And then say, okay, if you're not gonna start listening to me, I'm gonna blow you up. You want to fight me? Blow them up. And you would have seen planet boom. The rebels would be like, yo, we better back off now.
Yeah.
Because if we try to attack this guy, he's going to. Instead, they're all lined up. They didn't do a thing. We had. What is the space battle here? What battle is it? They jump on a ship. They knock the ship out, and every other ship is destroyed. That's it. The end of the story. It was horrible. I was like, so why did you need 50,000 ships for? You only need to attack one ship, and they're all done. I mean,
yeah, that could have been. They could have done like a hostage situation. They're taking the planets hostage. Yeah, they could have done that.
It was.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
but one other thing.
Go ahead.
How did they get all those ships? Like, how did he do that? Did he just like snap them like Thanos? Like, what happened there? I don't know. How did they get those ships? How did he pilot?
Do you mean how they were created? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, they explain this in the encyclopedias, and basically there are Imperial sympathizers in the core worlds which are sending resources secretly to Exegol, and on Exegol there are ancient like Sith foundries where they build ancient Sith like weapons and vehicles, and they secretly managed to build an entire fleet with nobody noticing, which was absolutely out of this world. Top magician points there for Palpatine, but yeah, apparently that's how it happened.
Yeah,
I mean, to me, listen, how did you build Starkiller Base, a whole planet, without anybody noticing that? How's that done? How's that?
I have an answer for that. Because
you do.
I've literally just made a video explaining that exact point, and it's going up next week. Basically,
okay,
Starkiller Base is Ilum, as we know, the planet of Ilum, which is used for Jedi. Now, when the Jedi first discovered the planet of Ilum, they never told the Republic, or they never told anybody that they discovered it. They literally wiped its existence from the face of the galaxy. So it was literally like the planet didn't exist. And then when the Empire came along, they found it from old Jedi records. And then basically they said, okay, we're not going to tell anybody that it exists, and we're going to start building a base there. And then when the First Order comes along, nobody knows the planet exists, but they know the Empire was there, because First Order technically is the Empire. And basically, they just carry it on until the sequel trilogy happens. That's basically how that happens.
Huh. I was always wondering that. That was always a question I had. Let me get to the chat. Hey, calm down. Doggy, relax. I'm on live here. You're sitting here trying to take up all my... What are you doing? What are you doing?
I feel like they could have made Thrawn a villain, too. They could have made the Thrawn a villain of the sequels.
Yeah, Thrawn was great, man. I love that guy. That guy was fantastic.
They could have made him into the sequels. They could have like pushed him in there. Like maybe he's instead of the Emperor, he could be the one like behind everything. Kylo, he could be behind Snoke. Maybe he's the one cloning Snoke. I don't know, but maybe he could be behind everything.
Yeah,
I feel like that would have been made a little bit.
I feel like though. Do you think he would be able to? Would he be capable of doing all that?
I feel like he's a genius. He's a genius.
I think he could. I think the only problem is the vast majority of the audience wouldn't know who Thrawn was, because they wouldn't have seen Rebels, and they wouldn't have read the books. The thing is with Palpatine, no matter what say if you've seen Star Wars, but you know who Palpatine is, not many average people are going to know who Thrawn is. That's probably why they didn't think of something like that.
Yeah, I feel like they could have like dropped a little hints though, like maybe in Force Awakens they show.
Yeah, if they planned it all the way through, then they could have done it really well. But it wasn't planned through whatsoever. It was like hit and miss.
I mean, honestly, I don't even think this trilogy is planned. Like, I feel like they just went along with like different like Ryan Johnson and JJ. I feel like they just did their own movies separately, and they just melded it together.
That's exactly how I felt. I felt like, okay, here's our story, here's the setup, let's go. Okay, all right, great. So finally, we're going to see Luke. We're going to find out what's going on. All right, stop. So I thought we would get that. We didn't get that. So what's the next thing that happens? We get another movie which now kills off a lot of the things, kills off the big bad guy of the movie, kills off one of the heroes that everybody. I'm like, man, it just that movie, and it seemed like, hey, that was a big FU to J.J. Abrams, and then J.J. comes back with a big FU back, like it's a big war between the two of them. But they're on the internet saying, "Hi, we love each other. Oh, I just have to work with what he gave us." No, it was an excellent movie. I loved it. Well, what happened to Rose Tico? Okay, you almost eliminate her from the movie. She had very little to do with the movie.
Good thing.
Everything that. Well, what about let's do a Holdo? No, that man. And Poe goes, no, that's like 1 in a million, man. That's 1 in a million. We can't do a Holdo, So it's things like that he was just like a bit. To me, it was like a big FU. It was a battle between JJ and Johnson, and this is not how you make a trilogy.
Yeah.
This is not what you do. Now, I read also that JJ was offered the option to do the entire trilogy, but he turned it down because he wanted to concentrate on other things. So I think the biggest mistake that Lucasfilm made was saying, look, this is a trilogy. It's not a solo picture. If you all you want to do is one picture, then we'll hire you to do like a solo movie like Vader or Obi-Wan or something like that. That's what you should do. If you're going to have one director, one writer, then have them do one movie. If you're going to do a trilogy, you need a writer to do the entire thing, not to just wing it as you go, not to call the fans man babies. It's all the fans' fault. It's all your fault that half of you don't like the movie. It's your fault. You did it. I didn't write the movie. I wasn't the one who hired anybody. I didn't hire the director. I didn't hire the writer. Don't blame me for what you did. Just make a story. If you say, hey, we bought Star Wars, we're going to go over George's stuff. George said, look, here's movies 7, 8, and 9. Do you want to tweak it? Here's 7, 8, and 9. I'm giving it to you. And then they lie and say, George gave us nothing. I'm like, George didn't give you nothing. He gave you comic books. He gave you so much stuff to use. The EU, you have the entire EU. We'll make that Legends. Why do we want to put out a movie that everybody wants to see? Why would we want to do that? That could have been just as big as Endgame. They could have made billions of dollars. Why would we want to make a movie like that? Why would we want to show hundreds of Sith? Why would we want to show the Jedi and how it first was? Why would we want to show the Sith, battling each other and almost wiping themselves out? Why would we want to show any Star Wars fan this history? Let's kill the past. We got so much more to tell. Okay, what do we do? Well, I don't know. I got an idea. Let's take a character that looks like Boba Fett and make a TV show. That should work. That's a great idea. That's not that I hate the Mandalorian. I don't. Yeah. But it just they have no clue what they're doing.
I think no clue. They have no creativity. That's what I think the problem is. I think the heads of Disney, the creative directors or whatever, I don't think they have a lot of like juice in their brain like George Lucas did. Like how he created the new thing out of the prequels and everything. I don't think they have the same thing. So I think like Dave Filoni could definitely. I think he could do it. But Kathleen Kennedy, no, I don't think she has the same passion for Star Wars that Dave Filoni or George Lucas did. I don't think.
I remember. Either. I don't know if you guys saw my last video, but I literally said in it like what I thought of everything that they were doing. I know you saw it, Rob. I was like, give Dave Filoni a trilogy. Give this man a trilogy. Like, why has he not gotten a trilogy yet? He knows.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. And I saw your video.
I disagree. I don't think he should get a trilogy right away because he's mostly animate. Like he's used to animation. He's not used to live action. I think Jon Favreau.
Guys,
I think
I had to stop you for
like
1 second.
Dual thing.
I just realized I got rated because I was so busy into the conversation and my number went up. I said, why did my numbers go up to 12 and 13 and 14? I don't know if you guys know what rate is.
Who's
Tommy Juice, who's a really good friend. He just rated and I just see hashtag Juice Raid, hashtag Juice Raid, hashtag Juice Raid. So my boy Tommy has come in here and he's dropped a whole bunch of people. On Summers, oh my God, you're not even a moderator. Now you are. So I just want to say hi to everybody. I'm so sorry we got so into this conversation. So Ron is here. The Mandalorian is here. Gaming A is here. Tommy Juice is here. Summers is here. It's Crazy is here. Who else did I miss? TCS Gaming is here, who rated me last time. You guys are terrific. I just want to say I love you. Don't think I haven't seen. I am trying to catch up with D1 Gray is here. I just want to say hi to Boss Bounty is here, who's another great channel. My God, I don't believe he's here. He's doing fantastic. I love that guy. If you want into Star Wars figures, you got to watch Boss Bounty. Great. He's so thorough. He shows all the. He's really good. Very, very good channel. And I think that's everybody who has come here. I don't know if I missed any comments, but just want to say hi to everybody. And I love you guys so much. Thank you all for coming. And I'm sorry. By the way, I can only go to about 3:50, so we got another 40 minutes before I have to cut it. So sorry. And Tommy Juice said Ryan did it on purpose. He wanted to leave his mark on the franchise. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but
I think he genuinely wanted to make something that I think he liked it. I think he liked it. I didn't think he was trying to ruin it.
I don't think he was
anything.
trying to make it bad. I think he was trying to make it. I think he was trying too hard to make it unique, like his own thing. Try to make it like shocking. And I understand that, but I feel like he overdid it. Maybe he could have just. He tried to make his own movie. Like he didn't. He wasn't working well with. I don't think JJ. He was kind of just doing his own thing. I think that's a problem. He probably should have like consulted and stuff more.
I don't think he really cared is the issue.
Yeah, they probably should have got. I think they should have got someone else. Like I think Jon Favreau could do super good. I think he should get a trilogy.
Or hey, listen, or the person.
Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni together making a movie. I think that'd be good. Perfect.
That would be good.
Yeah. Taika Waititi is getting a Star Wars movie. What do you think of that?
Yes.
Luke.
Oh yeah. I don't even know about that irrelevant person.
Oh, you don't know? Irrelevant. He's making a Star Wars movie.
I don't know who that is again.
I'm looking forward to it personally. I think it's going to be good.
I think it will be good, but I'm not really. What could it be? Like, I think it might be like another Star Wars story, probably.
Oh, the reason why I'm looking forward to it is because he directed the last 2 episodes of The Mandalorian, and the last 2 episodes of The Mandalorian were my favorite out of the season 1. So I reckon he could pull. I feel like all these new directors, they need to also not just like be solo when working on the movie. They also want to work with other people in Star Wars. Like you've got the Star Wars story group. They literally write all the information for Star Wars. They want to work together instead of just running off doing whatever they do by themselves.
Yeah, but he also directed Ragnarok, Thor Ragnarok. So
I like that. Yeah, I like that too.
So yeah, he's pretty. I would say he's better than J.J. Abrams. I'm actually
J.J. Abrams is unoriginal. He doesn't really have his own ideas. He did Star Trek 2, and he pretty much copied the formula from Star Trek as well.
I actually like those movies, but it's only because I actually didn't watch like the first Star. Yeah. That was the first Star Trek movie I ever saw, so I didn't know what he did. I didn't know he just ripped it off the other movies.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So Tommy says, by the way, Tommy's a great gamer. TCS is a great gamer. Sorry, I just want to get this in because the chat is flying like crazy, and I've been so far behind. We've been so into this conversation, which I love these guys. By the way, if you haven't checked out the Imperial Crew, Entertainment Crew, and the Imperial Academy, sorry, I combined your names. I called you the Imperial Crew.
Why not?
Wow. Hey, man. You know what? I like that Imperial Crew.
Yeah,
we might see. Hey, man, you want to form together, dude? We can do this.
It could happen. It could happen.
We should all be the Imperial Crew.
Let's do it.
There we go. We got a new boy here.
So if you haven't checked out TCS Gaming, Tommy Juice, Entertainment Crew, Imperial Academy, and anybody else in the stream, if you guys want to drop your links, please, it's free advertisement. Drop them in the chat. Check them out. Imperial Academy put his there. Entertainment Crew's put theirs there. Tommy put yours there. Tommy's a great live streaming gaming. TCS is a great gamer. TCS, you're unbelievable, man. What you've done, dude. I just want to give you I'll give you a pound. How about that? Pound. I can't give you a hug. I would give you a hug. And everybody who's been here, the Mandalorian, who's been phenomenal since he's been here on my channel, has been a terrific person. God, man. And who else? I've had who else? I'm sorry, I'm just trying to catch it. Ark is here. I know him a while. He's a gamer. I know him a while. If you want to check out gaming, another great guy to check out. Ark 454. Man, who I missed? Who did I miss here? Who did I miss? I don't think I missed. Okay, I think I'm pretty much caught up. So Tommy says it wasn't that Ryan was trying to make a bad movie for sure. He wanted to do his movie, and he didn't care what the people thought. That couldn't be a far truer statement. When Mark Hamill, and I'm trying to make some Mark Hamill videos which are coming out, Mark Hamill said to him, look, I don't agree with what you're doing here, but I'm going to do the best I can with your vision. And if it comes out bad, look, it's not my fault. I'm doing the best with what you're giving me, but I don't agree, and I don't think this is what you should do because this is not what the fans want. But you know what? He just didn't care. I agree with Tommy.
Here's the thing. I'm not one of those people who are incredibly horribly mad, or oh, Ryan Johnson's the worst person. I'm not that type of person. I don't hate The Last Jedi. I don't think it's a horrible movie, but I think it did kind of disrespect Luke's character, as they made him look like he's just a wimp. It kind of ignored his character development from episode 4 to episode 6. That's my only problem with it. I actually kind of like this. I kind of like the Snoke thing where he dies. That was.
The thing is
but yeah.
What do you think about this, guys? You guys are into. He says Jon Favreau is more of a Marvel director. What do you guys think?
I feel like he could I feel like he's a good enough director to kind of try to navigate a different type of movie, like Star Wars. So especially with Dave Filoni, if Dave Filoni kind of guides him and kind of teaches him, but they kind of work together to make a Star Wars movie, I feel like they could make a really fantastic movie. Probably, I would say they could make the best Star Wars movie. So I think they should do that. Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni. That's a dream team right there. So
I don't think I judge what type of director Jon Favreau is until I've seen him make it. When I see him make a Star Wars movie, then I'll judge what he's like. Until that, I'll just wait and see what he can do.
Yeah, I think for the whole Luke being a wimp thing, I agree with that. How is it that Rey was able to beat him on that one island? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, with the lightsaber in the stick or whatever. That was seriously, that's a feminist stuff.
Wait, I did a video way long ago on this. I'm sure you guys didn't see it. I even put it in slow mo, and basically what it is that holds his own. Luke even hits her in the back, right? So Luke is basically, he's like, listen, I'm just playing with you, kid. I could really hurt you, but I'm not going to. When he takes her staff and throws it, the only reason that she won is because she grabbed a lightsaber. Now, Luke's not stupid. If she uses his lightsaber, she's going to cut his iron thing that he's holding, and she's going to kill him. So he got a little shocked, right? He wasn't ready for that, and he stumbles backwards. She didn't push him backwards. Everybody got the misconception that she was the one that beat. She didn't beat him. If I'm fighting your fist fight, and all of a sudden I pull out a gun, who wins? I do. Because your fist and my gun.
You gotta keep them.
I feel like he could have beat. I feel like Luke could have gotten the lightsaber out of her hands, just hand-to-hand combat. I bet he could have done that.
And you also gotta keep in mind, you shouldn't. I don't think in the movie you should have to closely analyze everything to see. Oh, but it's the way it looks, and the way it looks is she's whooping him. They shouldn't have made it look that way. Even
I understand though.
That's not how it should be.
I don't think she wants to hurt Rey, so I feel like he definitely could have gotten the lightsaber out of her hand, but I feel like he's just he's not using his full potential. That's what I think happened there. That's why he kind of just fell on the ground. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put this up here. Hold on. I'm trying to get everybody's different comments from different people because everybody's here, and I really want to give them thanks for being here, so they deserve it. Hold on, I'm trying to get this comment, but this stupid thing. Okay, here it goes. Finally, Jedi 342 says, "I can't forgive them for not only what they did to the character of Luke Skywalker, but for what they did to Mark Hamill." Dude, I totally agree with that. 100% behind that comment. I feel the same way. That is my huge problem. And people think, oh, it's Luke. Rey should be the hero. Here's the problem. Everybody has different generations, right? Like I'm an old guy, so I'm from the OT, and that's when I was born. But if it's the Skywalker saga, then that's what it should be based on. If it's the Rey saga, then that's what it should be based on. I think that in my opinion, this sequel trilogy should have finished up the old. You should have introduced the new to set up for the next trilogy. And you know how you did that? The ending should have been, who are you? I'm Rey Palpatine, and she chokes the woman, and you see the teeth, and then you see Sidious laughing because she killed Palpatine. And what does he say?
Damn.
He said, if you kill me, guess what's going to happen? All the Sith are coming your way. That's what he tells her.
Wow.
That's what he tells her.
Yeah, that doesn't make
Now,
sense.
how awesome to end this sequel trilogy with Rey turning and Finn's like, oh my God. And now the next trilogy sets up for Finn versus Rey.
That would be in my nightmares.
There you go.
Here's the thing. That was terrifying. Like the teeth.
That
thing.
would be
Oh,
nightmares,
no,
dude.
hell no.
That would be in my nightmares.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit concerned that this old lady just asked a question and we're just killing her because of it. She just asked a question and we're just like, you're dead. It's like, who are you? You're dead. I don't care. You're dead.
Yeah. I mean,
well, you know why? Because as Rey in Rey's mind, if she's evil, I would have been like, "What the hell are you asking me for, biatch?
yeah, I
You
feel
know,
like
what are you asking me for? It's like
that's what Darth
business.
Vader
I'll do
was.
whatever I want." And to end it that way would have put everybody. I'm telling you, the theater would have been like, "Oh my God!" No one would have seen that coming. Nobody.
Yeah.
No. See, I should have wrote this. I made a video. When people say Rose Tico, what was the point of Rose Tico? I can't stand Rose Tico. She's a horrible. I'll tell you what would have been fantastic if JJ would have made her a spy for the First Order, and in this movie she would have tried to mess up things for the Resistance. So every time the Resistance had a plan, they would have been like, "Listen, we got to have a role here because every time we make a move, they know. How do they know?" And it would have been Rose Tico would have been the mole.
Yeah,
that's what I would have done.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, because you know how they knew? Like they knew where they were going hyperspace. They could have done like, oh, Rose Tico was the one who informed them where they were at.
Yeah. Hey,
exactly what I would have done.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I feel like that would have been a better character.
Think about it. Finn is going to save the Resistance. What does she do? She stops Finn from doing that, and they blow open the door. So then you say to yourself, what are you thinking about? Why did you do something like that?
Yeah.
You know why she did it? Because she works for the First Order. That's why she did it.
You know what could have happened? What her motivation could have been? You know, her sister died, right? So maybe she thought like it was reckless. She was like, why they did that? That's their fault. They did that to my sister. So
I love it. I love it. Yes.
Because
boom.
Even Leia was mad at Pope for doing that. So, man.
Oh, I love it.
It goes to show that in the past couple minutes, we've managed to develop a character better than Disney had, and they had years.
Yeah.
Hey, they should have made. If they're gonna do that, though, they need to have a more like intimidating actress. Because I'm sorry, if I found out that this girl was bad, I would laugh, dude. I'd be like, really, this girl? What can she do? Come on, man.
I think
it should be someone more intimidating than her. Maybe a different actress. No offense to her, but I think her acting was a little bit bad. But she's probably a nice person, but I didn't really like her acting that much.
Maybe you could have switched it. Maybe her sister could have been, and she's the one.
Yeah, there you go. That could work.
Yeah.
One big thing I think the sequel trilogy lacked was like main characters that were actually aliens. In the prequels and originals, you actually had main characters that were aliens. I feel like maybe Rose Tico's character could have been like a lead alien character.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. Oh, this is a good comment. I'm going to put this in here. Hold on. This is a good point, and I definitely saw people write about this. Now, I didn't watch this TV show. Just give me a minute because this thing's a little slow here. It's popping up now. So, Ron again writes, anybody seen Lost? I didn't, but I've heard all about this. It was a great series. J.J. Abrams wrote the whole damn plot. The only bad thing about it was the last episode. What J.J. did, and I've heard this throughout YouTube and everything I've watched, they said that J.J. always left these mystery boxes, and that he would leave questions, but he never filled the answers. I'm going to be honest with you. When I left The Rise of Skywalker, I didn't leave with all my answers. I left with even more questions. Like, how was his son created? Why doesn't his son have force powers? I was left with, how is Finn force sensitive? How did no one sense it? There were so many questions I left that theater with, just as much as I did going in. And that's why I felt like the space battle, there was nothing to it. There could have been an epic lightsaber between Palpatine, Ben, and Rey. We didn't get that. We could have had the Ben sacrifice himself for Rey in the end. We didn't get that. I'm like, wow, man, there's so much I would have changed about this movie that would have made it more epic than what we got. It was very disappointing. I think this whole thing was a mess to start. It started off okay, and where it ends up is just an entire complete mess. It belongs in the garbage compactor.
Yeah, I
it
think
belongs with
you know what they
Phasma,
did. You know what they did with Legends. They should do that with this trilogy.
Yeah, you know what?
Out of the canon. I don't consider this canon. Like when I think of Star Wars, I don't think of Rey, Poe. Like I think Poe is an alright character. I actually like Poe, but I don't think of sequels when I think of Star Wars. I think of actually mostly prequels, originals. That's what I think of, and I don't really want to think of the sequels because it's not really.
Well, here's a question. Go on. Let's get you going.
This live stream should be called "Shitting on Episode 8."
True.
Go ahead, Cameron. What's your question, Imperial Academy?
So I was just thinking about it. It's obviously the way they kind of wrapped up the sequel trilogy. Even though Disney have kind of said they're not really going to go back to the main Skywalker saga, do we think that they may make an episode 10? Do we think that's something they could do?
In 20 years, probably. I think they'd do that.
See,
20 years.
They could make another trilogy, and that's when they could bring in the Yuzong Vong, for example.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if they bring Palpatine back again, that's like seriously. It's like
yeah.
So they could have a new threat like the Yuzong Vong.
I'm sick of it.
They did hire the guy who was directing some of the Mandalorians. I can't say his name. With Titi, that's his name. They hired him. He's supposed to be directing a Star Wars movie in the theaters, not on Disney Plus. He also played IG-11, which I loved. Okay, thank you. I love you too. Thank you. Dog's kissing me on live stream. Thank you. Thanks a lot for embarrassing me. So. All right, I'm here. Come here. You want to be on screen?
I'm here. You're there.
We're here and they're there. What do you think? What do you think of that? Is that okay? So Tommy writes, this is interesting. He says, is Lando that random girl's dad? Yes, he is. Did Kylo become a Force ghost?
Wait, what?
He wants to know if Lando Calrissian is that the woman's dad. I forgot her name. Jana? Is that her name? Jana? She's the one with the Finn. Yeah. And the novelization says that. I know. Go ahead, Imperial Academy. You could explain it. Go ahead.
They confirmed that they're not related whatsoever. It's just that Lando had a child who was stolen by the First Order, and he feels sympathy for Jana, so that's why he wants to help her. Disney said they're not related whatsoever.
I feel like here's the thing. I feel like they're gonna make them related, but then they're like, you know what? Let's not do that. Like, I feel like they bailed out in the end. Like they just decide they're not gonna make.
Why is there always theories on all the black folks being related?
They always make them.
Mace Windu.
I don't know.
Mace Windu.
I personally think it'd be a bit too cliche.
Mace Windu is the dad of Lando.
I think it'd be too cliche because you think how big the galaxy is. What's the chances that you're going to find your daughter just joining the Resistance random? What are the chances?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, in that case, could we not say that Finn, who was also we don't know who Finn's parents are, maybe Finn is Lando's son? I mean, could we not say that? Could we not go that route?
It's possible.
I mean,
you know what, guys? They're all related.
I'm just saying.
Mace Windu is their grandparents.
Oh no.
Lando, man. Lando is like the son of Mace Windu.
Is that why he was so grouchy in the prequels? Because his wife left him? Is that why Mace Windu was so grouchy?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
no wonder why Mace Windu was so pissed off and so like angry, man. Like his wife left him, right?
There you go.
There we go.
Listen, that's why Anakin choked his wife. He's like, yeah, listen, I had enough. You know, getting my nerves, you know? So Mace Windu was like, you know what? She yelled at me today, didn't take out the garbage. That's it. I'm going to kill you. You're going to take it out. You know? That's what happened. So,
you know what? I don't want, you know, he probably was like, I don't want this damn kid. Get rid of him, you know?
Yeah. No,
Lando, he just
became
sent
an
him off,
orphan.
man. Yep, he's an orphan now.
Man, we're making like
good
stories
listen,
here.
I did a video on Lando. I did a video like, okay, did anybody think about this? When they're sinking into what appeared to be quicksand on Persona, right? Before they find that's where the dagger is and that's where Ochi is, who killed her parents. You know, Finn says, Ray, I gotta tell you something, Ray. And then so Poe's like, okay, so what'd you have to say? Nah, never mind.
You know what he wants, all right? You know what he wants.
No, wait, you know what? Wait. Let me explain all that to you. You know what it was? Finn wanted to tell Ray he was force sensitive.
I disagree.
That's what he wanted to tell Ray. That's what the
Listen, we know. We know. I disagree.
And by the way, I just want to add this. This is going to blow your mind too.
Go on.
There was another guy. You remember the first director who was supposed to put the movie out before J.J. Abrams, Colin Trevorrow? He was supposed to put out the movie?
Yeah.
Okay. He made Poe and Ray an item in his movie.
What?
Poe and Ray are an item. Yes. It winds up that they start arguing, and I watched a video about this, and in the script, it has Poe and Ray making out. So Poe and Ray in his movie are an item.
Well,
to be honest, they kind of hinted at that a little bit in The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Bro, Poe.
I would like Poe and Finn better, you know.
Oh, that's
actually a lot of people were.
Yeah,
a lot of people really wanted that. I saw it on like Twitter and everything. It's Poe and Finn. Yeah.
Okay, well, where's the love for Ben Solo?
I actually liked Poe and Zoe. I mean, I don't understand at the end why Poe is not with Zoe Bliss.
He got cucked. He got cucked hard, man.
Feel bad.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was so stupid. He's looking at her and she's like, "Nah." Like what?
Yeah, I feel bad.
Hold on. Wait a second. That pissed me off. That really pissed me off. I didn't like that.
Listen.
He's the only one who didn't get a happy ending.
Dude, he just didn't satisfy you. That's the way it was.
Yeah.
I took that in a different way. Sorry.
Wow.
I mean, if you think about it, Chewbacca's hanging out with his girlfriend. You know,
wait, whoa. Why are we bringing a Wookiee into this?
Chewbacca, wait.
Let's calm down.
Well, I want you to think about it, right? Because who she says in The Force Awakens, she asked him, "Where's my boyfriend?" Right? That's what she says. And in the end, who's Chewbacca hanging with?
You talking about Maz?
Who's Chewbacca? Maz Kanata, right? And what does she do? She gives him the medal that he didn't get from Leia. She takes the medal and she gives it to him. Right? So I'm like, hey, what do we got going on there?
Yeah, they should do. There's gonna be they're gonna make a movie 200 years after Rise of Skywalker, and there's gonna be like a Chewbacca's son with Maz. It's like a half.
No, I don't think that would work.
Half Wookiee, no.
Chewbacca. No, that's not.
Don't even say it, Luke.
All
right. Here's another thing. I just want to bring this up because I got to end this soon. I mean, we got like maybe 20 minutes left. But so my question is, why was what kind of character was Finn? What did you do to Captain Phasma, who could have been a fantastic character? The Knights of Ren, what were they there for? What was the purpose of them? Why weren't another thing, if Luke says he took my students with him, okay, let me think about this. So Kylo Ren destroyed your Jedi temple, killed some of them, and took some of them. Yet None of them have a lightsaber. What do they got these ancient weapons for? Why aren't they having lightsabers?
Cool
if he took your students, then these, I don't get it. I don't. What
They're
was
trying to make him look cooler.
Luke wouldn't train just anybody. Luke is doing a Jedi temple, which means these are Force users. These are not regular people like me and you using a gun or a weapon. He's training people in the Force. If Kylo takes people who are trained in the Force, why aren't they using the Force? Why don't they have the Force? Why are they the Knights of Ren? What a waste of time. I couldn't stand that. That it pisses me off to no end. It's what angered me.
Mm. Yeah, it would have been nice.
What do you guys?
One of them could have like a purple lightsaber. I don't know. I mean, that would have been.
That's Mace Windu's thing.
But then they could. Maybe that was Mace Windu's grandson. We don't know.
There you go. There we go. Boom.
In the books, they talk about the Knights of Ren and why they kind of don't use lightsabers because they are Force sensitive, as we know. But they kind of explain it as even though the Knights of Ren were like they were originally Jedi, when they kind of came over to the dark side, they took a more like a cultist style of worshipping the Sith. So that's why they didn't use lightsabers because they kind of, which is stupid. I feel like they should have all had lightsabers.
Yeah, they worship the Sith. Like that's one of the marks of the Sith, the lightsabers. So
Kylo Ren was literally a fanboy.
I feel like
it's weird. I think wasn't the Knights of Ren like they fanboyed on Kylo Ren?
Yeah,
and Kylo Ren fanboyed on Vader. It's like a hierarchy of
Vader fanboys on Palpatine.
Yeah. Wow, it's like we have a whole system here. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
I want to say goodbye to Tommy Juice, who's got to go. I want to thank everybody who stopped by real quick, and All About Nerd, who I was here with, and Tommy Juice, I was here with them. I did a live stream with them on Friday. They both have stopped in. She's here now, so I just want to say thanks. I appreciate that you stopped by the channel. Sorry, I'm trying to get everything in. Let these guys talk and pay attention to the chat. The Mandalorian says the Knights of Ren were pointless because Kylo turns on them, and that's all you see from them. Yes, you don't even see them. Here's the thing at Jedi Imperial Academy. We don't see them use the Force against Kylo. It's like he just wipes the floor with them.
Yeah.
And see, so from a book, they cover this up. Why do we need books instead of movies to explain everything? Why? I'll tell you why. Real simple. Because the writing is so, forgive me for saying this, the writing is so shitty, so horrible, such a mess, so stupid.
Yeah.
This is why people who love the sequel trilogy, good for you. God bless you. You're welcome to this channel. You're welcome to get your point across anytime you like. And sometimes I see something that's really good, very well constructed, and makes me think. And I throw a pass at it because it's so well written. But then I see stuff that is so retarded, has no explanation, has no points. It doesn't make any sense when you think about it. And this is the problem more so than the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy. Now, we had questions like, okay, when Luke tells Leia, tell me about your mother. Big mistake. There's a big writing flaw there because Leia was born, okay? She didn't see her mom. She said, oh, she was beautiful. I only knew a couple of years. No, you didn't know her any years because you and Luke were born and she died. Hello.
Yeah. She definitely did not look
that
beautiful.
Was the flaw.
While in the bed and everything, she didn't have makeup on like she was talking about and all that stuff. It didn't make sense. And she didn't look beautiful in that moment. She was, crying.
That's true. Yeah.
I agree.
Where's her makeup? She didn't have any on.
So to me, that's the flaw. But yet, I'm like, come on. How many flaws do we have with the sequel trilogy? Tons. How many plot holes? So we'll make comic books to explain it. So we'll make books to explain it. This way, you guys as Star Wars fans will buy all our stuff, and you'll keep spending money.
If it's like a minor thing, it's fine.
The movie should explain
if they just pump out these books just to fix everything, patch everything up, just put a bunch of band-aids over the movies to make it seem better, it's not really a healthy thing to do.
But something as big as, for example, Palpatine coming back to life, that should have been explained in the movie. That should have been the first thing they explained. They shouldn't have just said, "Oh yeah, the dark side of Palpatine."
I agree.
Some could say you're unnatural.
Yeah.
Go into more details. We're watching the film. We're here. Let's just have it out.
I'll give you another thing never explained. how'd you get this lightsaber? That's a story for another time. When is that other time? When are we going to get that other time? So all I get is, I mean, I know the explanation. I did videos on this too. Basically, they found it and whatever in Bespin, whatever, the Ugnaughts or whatever.
The yellow lightsaber. But I don't know.
Explain this stuff.
Why'd you have a yellow lightsaber? Why'd you have a yellow lightsaber? I don't know.
Well,
she created that.
There's a debate going on if is it yellow or gold, because it's really difficult to tell between the two.
I would
colors.
say it's gold. Like, it's more simple to say yellow, but it's like orangey, so I would just say it's gold.
If it's yellow, that's interesting because in canon, yellow lightsaber crystals were artificially made by the Jedi Order. They made them in a lab because artificial yellow crystals didn't grow naturally. So she would have had to have found it somewhere or grown it.
Maybe she wanted maybe for favorite color. Like she's like, oh, I like gold. Let's make it gold. Like that, yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I know Daisy Ridley. Daisy Ridley. I think that I'm pretty sure in the movie she requested it to be like, oh, maybe it should be something different than blue again.
It's like Windu.
I think she was the one. Yeah, and that's why they gave her that. I'm pretty sure she asked for it.
Why don't they make it like pink or something, like yellow? Come on.
Ooh, pink. There's no such thing as a pink.
I mean, there wasn't such a thing called purple lightsabers until.
Okay, well, Samuel L. Jackson is also someone, quite different. It's special for him, right?
You can't deny Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, Daisy Ridley is not Samuel L. Jackson. All right, let's just say that much.
Yeah.
And I think from reading the chat, and I'm trying to get everybody in, we got the Jedi Purge Entertainment. You guys dropped your Entertainment Crew, dropped their link in there at 341. Jedi Purge wrote, they kind of humiliated Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher. Well, I feel like Carrie Fisher did not like Rian Johnson. She called him an asshole, and I saw that video. She's literally close to an asshole video.
Yeah.
And Mark Hamill, like, there was one scene, I don't know if anybody saw it, and I can't show it because of copyright now. But he's like, it was a scene when the Jedi Temple was burning, and he put his hand out in R2. They cut the scene, but Mark is literally crying. And he's crying because he's so passionate. And listen, I read his stuff. He's so passionate. This, what people don't get, and people laugh about that, oh, it's just Hollywood. You understand, when this character has become your life, when you are now not just Mark Hamill, but you are known for playing this role, and people see you and look up to you like, my God, you played Luke Skywalker, my favorite character. Well, whose face is there? Whose face is in the video game? Whose face is on an action figure? Mark Hamill. There's no Luke Skywalker. It's a fictional character, but it's portrayed by Mark, but it was portrayed so beautifully that we all fell in love with his character. We fell in love with the writing. We fell in love with his acting. We fell in love with him. Basically, Mark Hamill is the guy a lot of people love. Han Solo, Harrison Ford, a lot of people love him. They love the way he played Han. They love his character, the writing. Listen, I don't hate Poe Dameron. I don't hate the actors and the actresses here. I do not hate. It is not their fault for the writing. It is not their fault. And I think Ron said that. Yeah, Ron said it is not their fault. They did the best they could with the script they were given. I don't blame, Kelly Marie Tran. I don't blame Jar Jar, the guy who played Jar Jar Ahmed Best. I don't blame any of these people. They did the best with what they were given, and I respect that. And I will never disrespect the actors and actresses who are in any of the cartoons or anything, because they pour in their love. You could see with Ahsoka Tano, she loves what she's doing. Ashley Epstein, I think that's her name. These people love their character to the point that Mark was crying because it's the last time he'll ever be in Star Wars. He cried about it. He puts it on his Twitter. Listen, just as much as we are passionate about Star Wars, as much as everybody in my chat who's come today, and I thank you all so much because I love you all, have come to this channel because they love Star Wars. They love something about it, whether it's playing Battlefront 2, whether it's Force Unleashed, the Jedi Fallen Order, whether it's the sequel trilogy, the prequel trilogy, or the originals, whether it's Rebels or Clone Wars. It doesn't matter what you love. The bottom line is everybody's here because they love what I love for 40 years. What you guys have loved for your lifetime is this. And these actors and actresses have given their souls for these characters. And when they see them crushed like Mark Hamill's was with Johnson, It is so understandable why he can't stand that guy. It is so understandable why he broke down and cried on screen. And it just goes to show you that this is not about always money, which everybody thinks it's about. It's about a love and a passion for something you're doing. And that's why I do this channel, because I have the same passion as he does for his character. That's what I want to say. So, in ending, because I have to get going, if you haven't checked out the Imperial Academy, he just dropped a link to his channel. You can see it here. I'll try to post it, but it's better if you go in the chat and you could check him out. He's right below me. He's Cameron. I have to have him on this channel again because we just skimmed the surface of what we love. And there's so much. So I'm going to call this the Imperial Crew. That's what we're going to be. Yeah. And this is the Entertainment Crew with me. This is Shad and this is Luke. If you haven't checked out their channel, I think they put it here. They put theirs at 341. You could check it out, and I'm going to show you right here. This is theirs. These are both great channels. If you love the Clone Wars, they're both pouring out stuff. Please check them out. If you haven't checked out All About Nerd, she's a great gamer. Tommy Juice, TCS Gaming, Arc are great gamers. You could check out their channels. I don't know if I missed any channel. Listen, everybody's more than welcome, if you're a creator, to put your channel here. I don't care if you like cars. If you like cars and Star Wars and you have a car channel, post it here. It's free advertisement. I don't care. You're more than welcome. You're here. You're my subscriber. You're part of the Everything Star Wars family. This is my Imperial Crew. Before we head on out, we'll give up Imperial Academy. So anything you want to say about your channel or the future of your channel, please go right ahead. You got the stage.
Off the top of my head, hopefully I get to come back and do more of these streams because this is what I really enjoyed doing this. And yeah, anybody else?
Yeah, same.
Entertainment Crew. It's up to you guys.
Hey.
Whatever you want to say.
Yeah, this was fun. I'm glad we did this. It was good to see all of our different perspectives, and we can help each other out. Remember, Imperial Crew. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's
do a collaboration. Yeah.
If you guys want to do this again on Sundays is my best day because during the week it's going to get a little harder now for me. My daughter has a lot of schooling to do, so we're going to have to really focus. It's going to be harder. Yeah. And I know we're in the U.S., but Cameron is not the Imperial Academy. So I want to make it good for all of us. So Cameron, if a Sunday is good for you, if you guys want to do this on Sundays at 2, if I'm not going out anywhere, I'll send you guys a tweet and we could do this again. I mean, it's totally up to you. We could get another guest on the show. I could get All About Nerd or Tommy Juice or Jedi Purge or someone else. I could bring them along and we could just shoot the breeze. I'd love to do it again.
I'm down for that.
Yep. Yeah. Remember, ladies, Shad's still on the table.
Again. Same thing as last time, man.
And Ben V, I just want to say thanks, man. You've been a great Rob, can I check my message? I will, Jedi Purge. I will definitely. He had a problem today. He was supposed to be on the channel, but he had a problem with his Wi-Fi. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring him on.
Yeah.
Magit is here. I just want to thank you for being here. The Mandalorian, who's been phenomenal, is very supportive of me. He's been in everything I've been doing, every live stream. Ben V's been so supportive of me for years. I can't thank him enough. Of course, Cameron's been great. You guys have been great since I've known you. Luke has been with me for years. Luke has probably been with Ben V. They probably know me when I started this thing. Jedi 342, I made you a mod, so you're now a moderator. No one can kick you out.
I actually had the same name as you.
What happened?
I had the same channel name as you. My channel name was Everything Star Wars too. I remember that. We had the same channel.
Yeah, he changed it to Everything Marvel after that.
Yeah, Everything Marvel, and then
And then we created this. We made
and Yaya Ron. I just want to thank Yaya Ron for being here. He's been in a couple of the streams, and I really appreciate that. Also, Majid gave me a super chat. Don't think I forgot that. And that was very nice of you, and I really appreciate it. It was very nice for you to do that. Getting raided by TCS Gaming, another great guy. Ark was here. Man, it's so many people were here. I don't even know if I covered everybody. I hope I did. If I missed you, I fully apologize. Maybe I'll just do a shout out video to shout out everybody who I love. I'll put out a video like that just to give thanks to everybody. With that being said, it's about that time. I have to get going. So I just want to say thanks to everybody who came to the chat today. Thank you for me getting rated for the second time by TCS Gaming. I want to thank the Imperial crew for taking time out of their lives to be here. And I think we're going to now be called the Imperial crew because I love being with you guys. You, Cameron, you know, the Imperial Academy. And I will watch every video, by the way, you guys. You guys are the two channels with Jedi Purge. I think I watch every single video to this point. And I try to comment. I might miss one or two. Can't help it, you know, but I will try to watch your guys' stuff with the Jedi Purge and because the first thing I checked is your three channels before I do anything else. If I see a video, I jump on it. If I don't, I don't. Then I jump to another channel and I go and support them because there's a lot of other people I try to support.
Well, thanks for that. Thanks,
you know, may the force. Go ahead.
I did. I do the same for you. I watch basically all your videos as well. I comment usually.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate.
I like the Yoda one. That was pretty.
Sometimes I actually. Yeah, sometimes I want to comment, but then he commented already, so we had the same channel.
You can comment too. I don't care.
I know, but we had the same channel, so it's kind of. Yeah.
Well, you could. Well, he could put. You know, you could comment too, bro. That's fine. Man, you don't have to.
Listen, man. We can both give our boy attention, all right? It's all right.
So make sure you check out the Imperial Academy. Make sure you check out Entertainment Crew. If you haven't, you check out anybody in the chat. Please do. Everybody's really good here. We have a great community growing. We all support each other, and that's how it should be. Last thing I want to say, before we get going, because I talk a lot. I know. I apologize, but I just want to get this off my chest. It's in here. So it's my love, my heart beating. So it's like, get it out. So last thing I want to say is that, thank you for being supportive. And if you thought that was funny, I'm going to urge you to watch Eric Palpatine. There was one with the Skeletor. If you guys are going to laugh over that one, if you haven't seen it, I'm telling you. That video, what that guy sent me, because he sent me some of the work. I was laughing so much, so I had to edit it and try to work it out with him. And the footage was really good. It was very funny. So, there's other channels coming in. So I got more, hopefully, funny stuff for you guys, informative videos, live streams, and we'll keep going. Guys, I love you a lot, everybody. I'll see you. Guys, if you want to stay real quick 1 minute, I'll end the stream. I just want to talk to you real quick before you guys go, okay?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Chat, I love you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Be well. Thank you all for coming and supporting us. And this is the Imperial crew. We all love you guys. Peace out, man. Be well. Be safe.
Nice one.
All right.